this dissertation project is going to be one of the hardest or the longest things that you're going to have to do in graduate school, and you want to make sure that you do it the right way. What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Phil Sarpon. This is Phil's Guide to PsyD. This channel is dedicated to psychology, wellness, and graduate school. I am a clinical psychology doctoral student, and basically what I do on this channel is that I answer any questions that you guys have in terms of graduate school. And so one of the questions that you guys have been asking me is how to pick your dissertation chair. Now, I don't want to freak you guys out, but whether you are in grad school or not in grad school, this is probably one of the most important things as you go into your PsyD school in terms of figuring out as soon as possible, or even just having an idea and really choosing the right people that you want on your dissertation chair. So for anyone that doesn't know what a dissertation chair looks like or what it is in general, is basically as you go into PsyD school or even a PhD program, you are going to do a dissertation and you're going to have members that sit in on that dissertation. They're going to have people that read your dissertation. You're going to have people that analyze your research and your data. And when you defend your dissertation, you're basically going to present this dissertation in front of your members, in front of your faculty chairs. So one of the things about picking, not only just picking a dissertation topic, but also picking the right people that you want on your dissertation chair, and even picking the right faculty member that you want who can actually really help you with your dissertation. This is the one that is probably in your research lab that is telling you, okay, look at these articles, or do this literature review, or check out this, or maybe this is how we can do the experiment in this way. This is the person that's really there with you. They're your right-hand person. They're really guiding you along through the process of the dissertation. And I think it's really important to pick the right person, because this dissertation project is going to be one of the hardest or the longest things that you're going to have to do in graduate school, and you want to make sure that you do it the right way. So in this video, I have 3 just basic tips in terms of picking the right people to be on your dissertation chair, and just in general, how to kind of go through your whole dissertation process. And I would say the number one thing, and this is going to be different for other graduate students, but for me personally, the number one thing is, do I like this person? Now, what I mean by that is, what's the vibe that I get with this person? When I talk to them about school or about research, is there a little bit of some just basic chemistry? Do I enjoy spending time with them? I ask these questions, or I want people to think about these questions, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person as you do your dissertation. And there are going to be times where it's stressful, there's going to be times where it's frustrating, and you want to make sure that you maybe have the potential of building a good, solid relationship with this person. And so hopefully that means that you actually like this person, and hopefully they like you back. But that's, I think, one of the really key things, is making sure that the chemistry between the person that you're working with is obviously professional, but in some ways you get this person and they get you, and they understand the goal that you have, and they understand your vision, and they are working alongside you to try and help have your vision come to fruition. And so one of the best ways to do that is, of course, spending time with the person. But also, I ask that question, do you like this person? Because times will get tough, and you want to make sure that, hey, this is someone that you can trust. This is someone that has your back. This is someone that wants you to be successful and is willing to put in the work to help you to be successful. Now, number 2 is pretty basic, but it's honestly one of another really important thing, and it's probably something that you guys already know, but it's, does your research interest or your goals align with this person, right? Is the thing that you want to do, is that the same thing that this person is already sort of an expertise at, right? So if you are interested in psychology and yoga, hopefully the research lab director or chair that you are picking also has their expertise in some ways to that. The reason that I say that is that as you go through getting a bunch of articles for your dissertation, You want someone that has a little bit of an expertise because they are going to be able to guide you down the right path. They're going to be able to actually send you a ton of articles, probably because it's some of their own research that they do. They're going to be able to send you articles and literature reviews of some of what they have already done and what they've already studied out. And they're going to be able to send it to you, which you can actually use for your dissertation as well. And so I think when the research interests align and make sense, and there's sort of cohesiveness about some of the things and some of the areas that you guys are on the same page, it makes it so much easier not only to work alongside your research director, but also just working with them and asking them questions and getting a feel for the knowledge and the information and breaking it down. Now, the third thing is a little bit more nuanced, guys. And honestly, this thing might really take the cake because I think it's something that a lot of people don't necessarily think about. But in terms of getting your dissertation done and the research director that you want to work with, hopefully the person that you're working with doesn't have so much on their plate that they cannot barely spend any time helping you out. Like, hopefully there is a research director that you're working with that actually has time aside to be able to work alongside with you in terms of your dissertation project. And so part of that basically just comes with what is sort of the style, like what's the vibe or the speed that this person can work with you on, right? So if you're working with a research director and you're sending in rough drafts of your literature review, hopefully there is some agreement involved of when the research director can read your writing and make comments and make notes and get it back to you, right? And so hopefully there's a whole system involved where you guys kind of have a little bit of a rhythm where maybe in a couple weeks you write a rough draft and then you send it to them and they take a couple weeks to review it and they send it back to you. I think one of the best things that I've seen from future students is when they have consistency in terms of writing their dissertation project. And so what a lot of students will do is that they will make their own timeline with their dissertation chair, right? So they'll say, hey, this is when I want to get this rough draft done, and this is when I want to get this done, and this is when I want to get this done. And there's agreement on both sides of when you can actually do that, so that once you actually start getting into it, you're not bombarded by all of these questions in your mind about, man, am I going to get this back in time so that I can review it and do the editing? Like, what's going on, right? And so when there's agreement involved in terms of your timeline and how your timeline also works along the timeline of your research director, I think it makes it a lot easier for the cohesiveness and sort of the fluidity among you guys as you get the dissertation project done together. Most of the time, most schools will already have their own deadlines for when they want you to propose your dissertation, when they want you to defend your dissertation. Those will already be put in place. But when you pick your research director or your faculty member or your dissertation chair, you guys all want to be on the same page in terms of when you can actually get all of this stuff done. All right, so I know a number of you guys are not even in grad school. You guys are just applying to grad school, or you're in college or whatever, and you're probably like, how's this information going to serve you? But honestly, I honestly think it will, especially as you look to apply to graduate school. You can kind of figure out some of the systems and the way that things work in different research labs. I think any research lab or every research lab is unique and different in some way. And so every research director has their own personality. They have their own style of how they run their research lab. There's going to be some that have really high expectations for their students, and there's going to be some that are super chill, super laid back. You kind of just come in, you don't really do anything. And so you kind of have to be really self-motivated to do stuff. And so for people that aren't self-motivated and need a little bit more structure, it might help if you're paired with a research director that can kind of get on the same wavelength as you. And so all of this stuff is important because once you finally go into your dissertation project, you have a little bit of a good idea of the relationship that you have with your research lab director, and it's one less thing to worry about. As much as you can, if you can make the process a little bit easier for yourself as you go through graduate school, I promise it's going to be a lot easier, it's going to be a lot better, it's going to be a lot healthier for you and your mental health and those around you. All right, so with that, if you guys have any questions, definitely put it down in the comment section below. If you have not already, smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications anytime I post a video. And with that, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.